The discus fish, in my opinion, are one of the most beautiful freshwater fish in the hobby, but they say that they're known for being extremely difficult to keep. I'm going to try and shed some light on this theory because they are not as difficult to keep as they say. To know a little bit more about these fish, they are freshwater tropical fish that are native to Amazon area in South America. That is why they prefer warmer water that range from 80 Fahrenheit to 95 Fahrenheit. They are also often found in black water conditions in the wild. Discus fish are a type of cichlid, but are really calm fish that get along with most freshwater fish, such as cardinal, emperor, neons, and rummy nose tetras, that make for good schooling fish in discus tanks. Other popular choices would be corycats, clown loaches, and dwarf cichlids such as rams and apistogram species. All of these fish tolerate high temperatures also required by discus. Now, there's a lot of forums out there that say you need to do a 50 or even 100% water change daily to keep discus, but this simply isn't true. The trick to keeping healthy and happy discus is to keep the temperature of the water between 85 Fair to 86 Fair, and pH range for captive bred and wild caught discus is 6.8 to 7.6. Both they also prefer a soft to medium hardness, but are also known to tolerate higher pH and harder waters. For instance, my discus tanks are in fairly hard water because my tap water is really hard. This is not a problem because they were purchased from a local fish supplier, so they have been bred and raised in harder waters, therefore are adapted to them. I don't do any water changes in any of my tanks, two of which have discus in them. The secret, of course, are the plants that are removing the harmful nitrates that discus are more sensitive to than other fish. As long as you have a sufficient amount of plants in your aquarium and or at the tops of your aquarium, your water quality will be exceptional, along with the health of your fish. Any fish tank can be balanced and self-sustainable. For example, I only have a small amount of gravel in this tank instead of a deep substrate with sand and soil. There is enough plants and bacterias on the leaf litter to keep it healthy and balanced. If I did do a water change on this tank, there's a chance it could crash because I'd be stirring up all the sediment on the bottom of the tank, which will get into the water column and potentially foul the water. And don't forget all the beneficial bacteria you would be removing that the tank relies on. Another thing to keep in mind is never to overfeed your tank, as leftover food that's not eaten will foul the water faster. I use distilled water to top off my tanks every couple of days when the water level in the tank gets low, due to natural evaporation. Now, you're probably wondering the size of tank needed to keep discus. You can keep just one discus in a tank, but they are schooling fish by nature and prefer to be in a group. Put 6 to 8 juvenile discus that are around the same size in at least a 75 gal. I am in the process of resiliconing my 50 gal tank, but I'll only be putting 3 discus of roughly the same size in it. Just be careful that the tank doesn't become overcrowded when the fish grow to full size. They can grow as large as 5 to 9 inches in length. Males may reach a larger size than females. When it comes to discus diet, you want to feed a wide variety of frozen foods and live foods if possible. I feed mine bloodworms and brine shrimp once a week, along with Hikari vibra bites to provide a good range of nutrients. that I feed every once a day since they are still growing fish. I also suggest hatching your own brine shrimp to reduce the cost of frozen foods. It's simple to do, and the eggs are usually cheaper to obtain than frozen foods. I'll be doing a video on this soon to make your own brine shrimp hatchery in the next video, so stay tuned. Lastly, an important tip when purchasing discus fish is to buy a group of them at once that are all around the same size to minimize the risk of bullying. Another way to reduce the stress of your discus fish is to raise the temperature to 86 Fahrenheit and keep the water clean and stable, and to feed them correctly. In other words, do not overfeed. Also, try to limit the traffic around the tank and don't keep the tank near noises and flashing lights like a TV. Most importantly, don't forget to reduce your own stress. Beginner discus owners spend too much time worrying that they will do something wrong instead of relaxing and appreciating the beauty of these animals. Anyway, that's it for now, and I hope this video enlightens you to realize that these fish are not as hard as everyone says they are, and to appreciate their beauty and go out and get yourself a discus fish. They're a great centerpiece to any fish tank. That's it for now. Please like and subscribe.